Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has responded to Bersih over their remarks on the MACC. Meanwhile, Rafizi, along with several DAP and PKR lawmakers, has come out in defense of James Chai. Stay tuned for this and more on KiniNews. Prime Minister Anwar Ibrahim has described the claim by Bersih that the MACC is becoming a political tool of the government as unfair, saying it was made without first examining relevant reports. According to Bernama, Anwar said any accusations should be made responsibly and based on facts, not driven by sentiment or political whims. He added that it is Bersih's view, but it is unfair that Bersih is not making clean statements. Anwar said those making allegations should wait for the report before responding or drawing conclusions. He stressed that he was not defending any individual, but noted that the government had set up a committee to investigate the claims and that the matter also falls under the purview of authorities, including the Attorney General. He added that the report has yet to be received, yet accusations are already being made based on political considerations. Previously, Bersih, in a statement, condemned the MACC, which it claimed has increasingly deviated from its original mandate to combat corruption. Referencing MACC's latest probe against James Chai, a former aide to ex-economy Minister Rafizi, Bersih claimed the enforcement agency is now seen as a tool of political intimidation. Rafizi has come to the defense of his former aide, James Chai, following the MACC's hunt for him as a wanted person. He dismissed claims linking Chai to a 1.1 billion ringgit corruption scandal as political fiction. In a video, Rafizi said the narrative surrounding the case resembled a scripted drama and accused certain parties of crafting a storyline filled with plot twists to implicate the young policy researcher. According to Rafizi, the latest plot twist portrays Chai as a central figure in the alleged scandal.
Sejak beberapa minggu lepas, rakyat terpaku dengan cerita skandal ini. Helaian ceritanya diselak satu persatu selang beberapa hari. Kementerian itu diserbu, ketua setiausaha itu disoal siasat, dokumen diambil. Dan setiap kali SPRM bergerak, tindak tanduknya menjadi berita besar di paparan skrin media-media perdana. Tetapi liciknya James Chai ini mengalahkan Jolo dan sehebat James Bond spy ternama itu. Mana tidaknya, walaupun skandal ini dikatakan melibatkan 1.1 bilion ringgit, sehingga sekarang SPRM tidak dapat menjejaki 1 sen pun yang kononnya diselewengkan.
He said this contrasted with the case of Joe Low, whose wealth and stolen funds were detected through lavish parties, secret accounts, and assets. He added that unlike Low, Chai was unafraid to face the MACC and had even provided all the information needed to contact him. Still on the topic, DAP and PKR lawmakers have also come to the defense of Chai. This came following the Commission's hunt for him as a wanted person over the government's 1.1 billion ringgit deal with British semiconductor firm ARM Holdings. Puchong MP Yin stated that she had previously spoken in Parliament to express her disagreement and her hope that the government would reconsider the ARM deal. She added that claims Rafizi and his team personally benefited from the agreement were far-fetched and likened attempts to equate the deal with 1MDB to a fairy tale. Meanwhile, Seputar MP Teresa Kok urged MACC to review how the investigation involving Chai is being conducted to maintain public confidence in the agency. She cautioned that intense scrutiny before all facts are established could create perceptions of an uneven or excessive process. She noted that Chai had explained his role as a policy aide participating in discussions on Malaysia's semiconductor ambitions, raising questions about whether a relatively junior individual was facing public pressure disproportionate to his position. Separately, Petaling Jaya MP Lee Chen Chung pointed out that scrutiny of Rafizi and Chai intensified after the Pandan MP called for MACC Chief Commissioner Azam Baki to be suspended. He noted that several groups subsequently lodged police reports on the deal, after which investigations widened to include ministers and senior civil servants. Lee added that the government must have enforcement agencies that are more independent, professional, and less politicized. From now on, you can also listen to KiniNews on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Scan the QR code on the screen to follow us. Johor Region Tunku Ismail Sultan Ibrahim has responded to critics who had accused him of being involved in the heritage football players issue. In a post on X, Tunku Ismail suggested that the public sue him with whatever evidence they have. This was in response to a post by a ex-user who had demanded that Tunku Ismail take responsibility following the Court of Arbitration for Sports partly upholding FIFA's sanctions against the Football Association of Malaysia and 7 heritage players. In a statement yesterday, the CAS said the panel found the 12-month ban against the players was reasonable and proportionate given their complicity in falsifying eligibility documents. This was despite FAM's representations that the players had a limited role in preparing the documents it requested. However, the CAS panel ruled that in accordance with Article 22 of the Football Disciplinary Code, the ban should apply only to official matches and not all football-related activities. The 350,000 Swiss francs fine against FAM remains in place. Meanwhile, the FAM has reiterated its support for the 7 heritage footballers. This was following a ruling by the CAS on their complicit responsibility in falsifying documents to join the national team. In a statement today, FAM said the decision by the International Court was deeply disappointing, particularly for the players. It claimed that they were not involved in the administrative process and had no knowledge of the matters related to the administration. The FAM said that the players are Malaysians who obtained citizenship in accordance to the laws of Malaysia. It added that throughout the CAS proceedings, FAM had accepted responsibility for oversight failures and noted that investigations by federal agencies in Malaysia and FIFA remain ongoing. It stressed that FAM will continue to cooperate fully with all relevant authorities. Yesterday, the CAS announced its decision to partially uphold FIFA's September 2025 sanctions against the Harimau Malaya players. The players were accused of violating Article 22 of the FIFA Disciplinary Code for document falsification. If you like the stories we produce, consider supporting us by subscribing to Malaysia Kini. Click the link in the description below or scan the QR code on your screen to subscribe. PAS has hit back at Communications Minister Fahmi Fadzil, who blamed opposition MPs for the failure to pass a constitutional amendment bill to limit the Prime Minister's tenure. PAS Secretary General Takiuddin Hassan said the claim that the bill failed due to a misunderstanding among opposition lawmakers was misguided. In a statement, he stated that it appears to be an attempt to divert attention from the real issue, which was government's failure to ensure the attendance and support of its own MPs during the voting session. He added that the weak attempt to shift the blame onto the opposition is not only irresponsible, but also highlights the government's childish and lazy attitude. Takiuddin further said opposition MPs had repeatedly explained during the parliamentary debate that any proposal to limit the Prime Minister's tenure must be examined within the broader constitutional framework. He added that the opposition had also suggested that any constitutional amendment on the matter be referred to and receive the consent of the Yang di-Pertuan Agong and the Conference of Rulers. This is given its implications for the monarchy's role and position. He stressed that the government's failure in this matter is its own failure, not anyone else's. He said PAS remained committed to genuine reform efforts, provided they are implemented responsibly, transparently, and in line with the spirits of the Federal Constitution. UMNO is opening its doors to former members who were expelled or suspended, as well as individuals wishing to help fight for UMNO's cause to join the party. According to Bernama, UMNO President Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said that in the spirits of Ramadan, a period associated with mercy and forgiveness, past differences and mistakes will be fully set aside. This is to begin a new chapter in strengthening UMNO's extended political family. Zahid said the party's Rumah Bangsa Committee, chaired by Vice President Mohamed Khalid Nordin, will immediately coordinate the process in accordance with procedures outlined in the party's constitution. He hoped that it will become a point of unity that strengthens the party as it continues its struggle for religion, race, and a nation, while ensuring a better future for the people and the country. Zahid added that UMNO views the month of Ramadan as an opportune time to reconnect members with the party's cause, taking inspiration from the holy month's emphasis on reflection, reconciliation, and stronger bonds of brotherhood. He stressed that a political party does not rely solely on organizational structure, but is built on the support, commitment, and unity of its members at every level. And that is all from me today. For more stories, you can go to Kinitv.com. You can also follow us on Instagram, X, YouTube, and Facebook for the latest news updates. I'm Camelia. Thanks for watching.